if we don't have a space for lack and for the lack of enjoyment, and for seeing that that lack of enjoyment is in some sense riven throughout everything, if we can't have that, then something even worse happens. So this is the communion of contradiction, the communion of wounded saints, which Chaz is going to talk about a little bit tomorrow. So what does this look like? So I will tell a Seamus parable to finish my bit. And this is a story about Seamus, that basically unhappy set of circumstances. He ends up living in LA for a while, right? And he gets involved with a spiritual community, right? And spiritual communities all teaching him about raw food diets and crystals and MDMA, and he's loving that, and polyamory, right? He loves it all, but he's really particularly interested in polyamory. He's like, you mean I can have a wife and a girlfriend? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, you don't have to restrict yourself to one person. He says, this is amazing. I'm going to go home to my wife. I'm going to talk to her about this. This is fantastic. So he goes away, and a few months later, he's back at the spiritual community, and they're all there, and they're talking now to Seamus, this farmer, Seamus, right? And they're like, oh, Seamus, did you ever check out this polyamory stuff? Talk to your wife? He says, I did. He says, it was wonderful. He says, I talked to her. She was really into it. Loved it. He says, what happened? Well, he says, now I've got a wife and a girlfriend. Wonderful. And the leader's all self-satisfied, right? He's all, oh, yeah, great, Seamus. That's great to see. He says, what's your favorite thing about the lifestyle? He says, it's brilliant. He says, now I can tell my wife that I'm with my girlfriend, and I can tell my girlfriend that I'm with my wife, and I can be left alone. Right? Now, that's pyrotheology in a nutshell, right? We have to carve out a space within the God of enjoyment, this demand to enjoy. Secretly, we have to find a space where we can not enjoy, where we can be free to be unhappy and dissatisfied, and somehow enjoy that dissatisfaction. And the way we do that, I think, is we see that this is riven into the very nature of being itself. There is a quantum dimension to reality, and the name for that quantum dimension of reality is the self-divided God.